Hi, I hope y'all are having a great afternoon. It's about 3:20 and I am Tree with ShowStopper Design, as you see the sign above me. And I'm gonna actually complete a cemetery saddle. Already started a little bit and I'll show you because I have a whole side here. I have not actually added the items and I'll show you what I did to the three other sides. But let me get my iPad going. And I see that 6 people are on, so that's good. I'll take it. I hope y'all are having a great afternoon. So I can see if any comments. Hi, I found you, yay. Hi Sue, hi Teresa. I saw some other people come on. Again, I'm just gonna be working on a cemetery saddle and for my grandmother's decoration. Does anybody know what I'm talking about when I talk about a cemetery decoration? I know I explained it yesterday, but I didn't see a lot of views on my vase arrangements. Let me get that. So we're gonna actually make a saddle that will go well with this. And it's not gonna actually be in that bucket, but it's actually in a plastic container. I did this yesterday and they're going to resemble this arrangement. So yes, absolutely. Okay, because what it is every year, this particular cemetery goes and literally sets a date on the calendar to say, okay, and it's usually the last weekend in June, but we're going to clean out the cemetery and y'all can place fresh arrangements. You can do it anytime, but on this particular day, you can place fresh arrangements. And then there's this huge fellowship picnic. You know, everybody brings something. There's ice cream. I mean, I just remember back in the day, I mean, it was just this country type of atmosphere, just like you know, meeting family, but you're remembering the family that you've lost. So with that being said, this is going to be the actual saddle design. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get it started, but I'm gonna talk about what I did already. So if you have any questions and I missed them, obviously I'm by myself, so it's just me. So I'll go back and answer questions, and but if I catch one or two, I will be happy to answer. Do that. Did I do that locally? Where I live, it's called Decoration Day. Okay, yeah, exactly that point. It's again it's in East Texas, so I'm more near Dallas, but she, you know, she's buried along with her husband side by side, and it's a large cemetery, but it's a huge event. It just keeps growing, you know, sad to say, it just keeps growing and growing, but it's in, you know, just down a country road in East Texas, but it's literally a really neat sentimental event. Okay, so I'm gonna get started. 2 things that I actually have done already. I put the foam on here with zip ties. I've added some greenery, but with our experience in East Texas, the wind gets high. And when I say the wind gets high, you know, this could easily just, not only with the winds, but, you know, this could actually, so what I go off that actual monument that we put it on, but what I do is I actually place a brick on the bottom. So that's a brick below, so it weighs it down. And again, the oasis is going to get saturated with rain because it's going to rain in East Texas. It's going to sit outside on the actual headstone. I said monument earlier, but headstone, same kind of thing. But I place a brick underneath there and zip tie it to the actual frame. Then it's, again, I have it on the Lazy Susan or a turntable, and but again, it weighs it down. So if you've ever had problems keeping these type of saddles on a monument, think about placing a brick or something heavy on the bottom of it, and it won't fall over. And we've gone to visit months later and it's still there. And you know, no, I wouldn't say it's in the perfect position, but it's not off on the ground, you know, turned over or whichever. It's still on there. It might be a little cattywampus, you know, but it's still there on top of the actual headstone. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So those are a few tips. I did mention that yesterday, that that brick is a great idea. Absolutely. And I don't know actually how I found out about it. And I'm sure it was word of mouth with my mother telling me, hey, attach a brick to that, because I heard through the grapevine that's a great way to do it. So maybe it's somebody she used before I did this for her. But so what I'm doing is I actually have some plastic, and all this is going to be more plastic items, because again, this is going to sit outside. Even though it's on a tree type of atmosphere, it's going to be outside in the elements. There is nothing covered on here. And so what I'm doing is actually placing these along the side here and near the corners, because it's going to be 360 degree type of saddle design. Now, when I say that, the headstone only has, you know, has the dates of when they passed and when they were born, but it also has on the back side, so if you're coming in from the back side of the cemetery, it has their last name. So you can see their, you know, oh, that's where the actual location of their burial is. So again, you just never know where clients actually, you know, their headstone. So, you know, if this is something that you're going to do for a client, make sure that it's 360 degrees. It's just not forward, even though the wording's on one side, there might be something on the other side. It's definitely something that needs to be 360 degrees. Okay. Also, what I did for me, this is just something I do, is I actually either draw lines to keep in line with the actual florals that I put in here and greenery. And I've also placed a zip tie here. So this is actually in here. It's placed in here. It's secure in here as well. So I either draw lines or I poke holes. This time I poked holes. So I'm going to actually make for sure that the items stay in an actual line, and then I can actually maneuver and move and pull up or push down items, because you're going to want it to be kind of in an arch type of design. Doesn't have to always be like that, but if you looked at my the actual pieces that I made already for her vases, I have some things coming out, but it's more of a round, because the vase is round. It's more of a round, but I do have some height to it as well. That is my plan with this. It's just not going to be an arch. There's going to be some height to it, and some uniqueness. I'm all for uniqueness. Okay? So, thank you guys for coming on. Oh my gosh, I have 23 people. Wow, I'll take 23 people. Thank you. Okay, so what I'm going to start with is a lily. I'm going to get this more back into the center. I'm going to have to readjust this every time, because again, it's on that brick, and that brick is just kind of sliding around. So I've located the center of the actual foam. So when I say the center of the foam, it's in the actual horizontal as well as the vertical center of this foam. Okay, so I place that in there. I'm going to have other things coming out. This is going to look really bizarre for a while, but as I start adding, it's going to look so much better and so much different. Also, I'm going to put a variety of florals in there. I have these hydrangeas that are in my supply, and I'm going to actually cut off this And then again, I'm gonna go down, okay? So I'm gonna have more greenie, I'm gonna have more flowers, but I'm actually gonna continue to go down. And these blooms with these hydrangeas are different. Some are smaller, some are bigger. I have the bigger ones in the actual center part of the design. And I'm using my picture in front of me to help me. So I'm gonna have a lot of leaves, which are fine. I'll take them. I'll take the leaves. And then how I like to space them out, and I'll turn it around and show you what I did on this side, is I like, oh, I have to turn on my glue gun. This just popped off, so. And then when you go in the opposite direction, you're gonna wanna zigzag the actual flowers. And I'll show you what I'm doing. So you're not putting the actual same florals exactly in the same location. And remember, I'm particular, I'm gonna actually go down as the actual design goes out. So I hope, again, everybody's having a good day. And then I'm gonna have some boxwood, just like I added with the actual vases. I'm gonna make for sure that there's boxwood on here as well. And it's gonna look full, and it's gonna look really finished, exceeding what my grandmother's expectations are, because then they're my mother's expectations. And if anybody designs for family and friends, then you know what I'm talking about, right? Let me get this one a little bit shorter, because you know, you always want them to be just excited for the design. And remember, I said I'm gonna have some pieces coming out a little bit further, but yet still at a different height. This is what I want to do with the actual stargazer lilies. I'm going to put one on this side as well. Let me bring it on this side. Because again, to me, it's very much a balancing act, but you're still needing to make for sure it's full. Okay, I have 3 more. No, I have more. Okay. And put one on this side. Is everybody learning something new on this? I'm gonna take it down a little bit more. I know when I started doing this a few years back, I definitely learned some things that I didn't know before. So, okay, I'm gonna show you the actual line I did on this side, okay? So where I literally have height here and it goes down, okay? Same here, it's gonna have height, but then it's gonna go down. But then using those stargazer lilies, it's gonna make sense to have the exact same, you wanna match it, have the exact same thing on the opposite side, but you see the variety. It's not the same going across every line. It's not the same. So you're gonna actually add in more roses, which these roses, these are in my shop. I did have the stargazer lilies, the largest one that I had, did have those in my shop, but I think they're sold out now. So I'm gonna turn it to where I can see the other side and make for sure that that design is in line with that other one. And it is. You'll see. I'm gonna clip this. This is the other thing. You really do end up clipping a lot of your flowers, to me, shorter than I normally do if you put them in a wreath, especially in a grapevine or even a mesh wreath. It's just a little bit shorter. This is a good, this one's smaller. Looking for good hydrangea that's a little smaller. I'm going to place it here. And the good thing about the roses is you can actually use, and I learned this from Donna with On a Whim, you can use your hair dryer, but there's a heater that actually will heat the florals, and never even heard of it. Now you got to be careful because it'll get hot, but mine's still on order. So I guess I just got late on the bandwagon on that. But since it's going outside, I really don't, I mean, it's going to be in the elements. I don't think my grandmother would mind if it was just a little turned on that side. But if it was for a client, I'd probably be running to the store to find one of those little heaters to heat my actual petals. But yeah, you know, we go and support and learn so much from other designers, and it's just amazing. Because I mean, I think I've been doing this since, I've been doing it a while, but actually as a business since 2018, and never even heard, you know, knew of it, of course knew of a hair dryer, but never knew of an actual piece that you would actually use to help the petals become not so bent. Because you know, you have to have them shipped a lot of times. You have to have them shipped to you, and it's all messed up. Hell, I ship a ton of florals to customers, and they're always, I'm sure, thinking, what in the world? How am I going to use this? It's all wrapped up in bubble wrap. What was she thinking when she sent this to me? So I can only imagine. Okay, I have one more that I'm going to put the hydrangea. I'm going to put right here, and it was a perfect amount of hydrangeas. And I think it's a great mixture of the actual design, because I knew I didn't have enough to do in the vases, but I think it's going to add some really great options. Okay, so here I'm going to actually put a rose and a rose bud together on the ends, and I think that that'll be a good addition here. Because again, nowhere right now do I have a rosebud. Take my other rose, and then, okay. Also, there's certain things on this one I do not care for, but I'm keeping some of the leaves because again, that'll help hide the oasis. Say that really fast, right? Hide the oasis. I'm going to spin it around so y'all see that design, and you see how I actually added the rosebud just a little bit more on that side, and then I'm going to bring it down, turn it around, let me see it, and then again I'm going to go around the outside, and I do have more lilies, which I can add more throughout as well, but I'm going to come back and do that because here I have, remember I mentioned the boxwoods, but I have these guys that I told y'all I found at, and I think it was Michael's. I couldn't remember last night, but I'm like, had to have been Michael's. But see how that has some greenery and some pink in it? And again, it has some boxwood in it too. And I'm going to actually take this and I'm going to put it in between. So we're going to do this one, and then we're going to do a boxwood, and we're going to do it on the ends. And we're going to see how we like that. Because we have the top part of the actual foam. And this, again, it's all wired. So I can actually manipulate this to come up a little bit. Because again, the wind's going to be blowing it. It's a saddle for a cemetery design. So again, just like I did there, it's going to actually put a boxwood. Let's see. And then I can go up and down with the boxwood. It has 6 points to it, so it's gonna actually add in a lot. So I don't have to do too many in here because there's 6 per boxwood. Let me get that in there. But again, it's going to fill that space. I'll pull up my floral. Then I'm gonna add another one to the other corner. So it doesn't slide, I have to hold it on one end. So see how I did that? Okay, just added some more boxwood, some more greenery, so you're missing that foam. See how you're actually, and then I'm gonna actually do the sides, and I'm gonna do this side as well. Because I have a total of 4. So what I can do is these in the middle, and then more boxwood, but I have these fillers that can go on the side as well as the ends. So we're gonna proceed down the side. Because remember I said there's 6 boxwood stems on there. Then we're gonna put this in there. And that's gonna, again, line up with this core piece, the center piece that I put in first. I also have extra roses that I can add. And then this is a good example of adding some greenery and some height to that. If I wanted to add an extra rose, for example, or a rose bud, you can do that in the actual corner here if you like. Just that area is where I've gone, and then I need to flip and fix this one on this end. And then we're gonna do more boxwood. My comments went away. Moved my drink out of the way. I have a Propel drink. Okay, I use a steamer. A steamer was another option that they had as well. Lots of people have steamers. Okay, didn't even know about a steamer as well. I had no idea. Just didn't know. But now I'm educated. I'm educated. Okay, so then I'm gonna do a boxwood here on this side and bring it up. So again, you're hiding that actual foam, oasis, foam. Some people call it foam, some people call it oasis. I'm actually going to place more of these greeneries in these actual corners. And then down a little bit. Because if you ever watch real floral designs, it's amazing what you're able to do, even with these faux flowers, what you're able to do with the design. I'm gonna actually put more in here on this end. So again, it's gonna be able to match a little bit. So it's more cohesive in the design. And also, I'll just show you, what I just did is I put these 2 pieces in, put them at staggering lengths. So in the end, it's staggering height. So the position of them as well as the length of them, because again, the wind's gonna be blowing. This is gonna be out in the actual open weather. It's going to get, wind. I do have my ceiling fan going because I wanted it to go so I could have an idea of what it would look like with the wind blowing. I haven't really at the highest speed it'll go, but it gave me a good idea of the stability of it. I know, don't ask me. I just thought maybe it could go faster and I could get an idea of what it would look like with the wind. I don't know. We'll see, right? Okay, so I'm gonna go back to what I was doing, and on the end here, I'm gonna place this piece on the end. And see how there's still more here? I'm going to actually add more on that corner, because you can see. Now, you can add leaves, you can add more of these. It's not necessarily, does it have to be a certain thing? You can add more flowers in a certain place. I'm gonna put this here. I could put boxwood there. You know, it's not necessarily, does it have to be, and it doesn't have to be 6 pieces of boxwood. It can be 1 piece. Okay, put this boxwood here. And then remember, I have these other stems that look like this. I'm going to put some here, right next to this, and fill that space. Have it coming down. Have another one filling space there, and it going up. And I'll show you what I just did. So I can kind of finish this side as well. Yeah, there's a nice good size hole here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna add a little bit more boxwood to this side here. And anywhere I will find or see a hole, you see, I think there'll be a lot of holes that I'll eventually see as I, you know, because again, it's going to be something that it'll need to be where I stand back, look at it, and then be able to add items, because I'm just a little too close to it. But where you're able to add filler, I think it's going to be really pretty. I'm going to show y'all this side, because again, I think it's truly full. Let me pull it back. If I pull it back, is that better? Is that better? I feel like maybe I pushed it forward, but again, I'm able to see it a little bit better. If y'all like it or you think I should be doing something, just let me know, because I can always go back in comments and read. I feel like there's a hole right here. And I have more florals to put. I can put more florals in there. I just feel like the greenery and placing more stargazer lilies, I think that would be fantastic as well. I do have another large one that I could place in there if I so choose. I can place that going the opposite direction, kind of like they're back to back, since their husband and wife are buried together and, you know, side by side, not together, but side by side. Okay, what do y'all think? Doing that? I like it. I like it. I like doing the two, because again, people can come from the back or come from the front. I really like that. I'm using the actual video to see the other side as I'm seeing this side. Ah, good, okay. Okay, I'm gonna continue. I do like how this rosebud's in the corner, so I'll add more of that. Okay, So then I'm gonna finish this side. Have a full boxwood here. As this is getting heavier, I'm trying to hold it and maneuver. These definitely, you know, get big. This is going to be huge. This is going to be a big one. Add that. One of those came off. Put this here. Then I'm going to put this. The next one I'm putting in the center. I gotta grab it. Then I'll have another one that I'm going to put one in the center, two, have one left over. Okay. So next thing I'm going to do is boxwood again. And add some filler of boxwood and some greenery. I might add that in. I feel like I could add it in easily here. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna add it in right there. So I just don't think I need to leave it for another year. I'm sure I'll have a whole nother scheme next year. Don't need that. We'll add some more boxwood to the side and then I'll spin it around and show you what I'm doing. Because I'm filling in this side with boxwood and the remaining pieces of the actual pink. So this is what I just did. I just added in this particular area and added in this, but you see that there's still a few holes. So I'm gonna add more greenery and boxwood because I had plenty. So I'm gonna put that in here. And I'm still, I know y'all can't see them, but I can see them, is the lines I used that I said I poked holes this time. The lines that I use, I can still see them. So when I raise up the actual flowers, I'm able to see those lines and where I'm needing or able to put items. Lost something there. I don't think I'll put that in there. Well, maybe I will. Why not, right? It's in there. Okay. I'm gonna add some more roses and I think I'm gonna push this back so I can see it from my perspective. I see a few holes and I think that's where these roses will come into play, just like it did here with that rosebud. I'm gonna pull it back, but just like it did with that rosebud there, I think filling in these spaces that I can still see holes, whether it's a rosebud or a rose. And I just took everything off. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to do that. It's just something I did. Then what do y'all think? I have a lot of people watching. Thanks. I bought some delicious ribbon. Well, thank you for buying some ribbon for my shop. I do appreciate that. I do have more on order, as well as ornaments for Christmas. I have on order. They are set to arrive in in August. They are set to arrive. So hopefully they'll be here, and we can start actually decorating for the holidays. But, you know, ribbon's already coming in, so we'll have ribbon arriving before ornaments, but you never know. It's still an issue of shipping, but you know, we'll make it through. We'll make it through. I'm gonna push this one in just a little bit more. Have that coming out. Then see anything. And I do like the fact that I'm working in odd numbers on the sides. So I did 3 rosebuds on the side there, along with the greenery. Let's check this side. I put some roses on this side, and then I think we're gonna be done. So do you feel like you've learned anything about doing a saddle? It doesn't have to be so precise and organized, but if you can stick with the actual designing, the base design of it, as in, I have no more rosebuds, but I do have a smaller rose I'll use. I think that you could keep that linear lines going and the actual angle going really well in the design. And I might change something real quick. I'm gonna change something. I'm gonna pull one of those rosebuds over here. And then I'm gonna put a real big rose there. But I think from what I can see, I think it looks really good. I think she would be happy. My grandmother. My mom will be happy. My grandmother, I think, would be very happy with it as well. I put another. I'm gonna put a stargazer lily on this side. Here we go. Put one over here on this side. Have it kind of coming out of the base here. Put that rosebud right there. See what I did with that stargazer lily on the side? Have it organically going out the side there. I can do that on this side as well. So I have this one, and I have that one. Possibly, do I just have one? No, these are all doubles, which again, that would be different. Doing a double coming out the other side. Why not? I could clip them apart if it's too long, but I don't think so. I think it'll be just fine. Here. There we go. I spin it around. I put this rows down here. But then you'll see this falling a little lower. There. Think I'm done. Think I'm done. If I need to add anything else, I guess I will, but that's it. That's it. I might add another few Stargazer lilies to it, but I think for the most part, this is done. Wow. Thank you for joining me. I'm excited I'm done with this, and I'm excited how it came out. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I love it that even the fan's going. I know this sounds silly, but even that the fan's going, and I'm gonna actually probably get my hair dryer on these, because that's just gonna drive me crazy. But since I don't have my heater just yet, but I love it that I'm seeing when it's a breezy day what it's going to actually look like. I think that has a peace that's coming over me. Maybe my grandmother's with me, I don't know, but I think that she would love it. And that's all that I care about, is that I know that she would love it. So, but I appreciate your time, and I appreciate y'all coming and visiting. Hopefully you learned something and you enjoyed being here today. What time is it? Oh, it hasn't been an hour? Oh my gosh. Yay. Because I like for y'all to come on and then y'all can just go about your day, but it's not too long. So I appreciate it. And for those of y'all that watched my lemon wreath, grapevine wreath, it was like a 30-inch wreath. It was huge. But if you watched it, y'all knew it was for my house. And my husband was absolutely hilarious because he didn't know. And he was on conference calls all day. And so he didn't know. And I took it down there and I said, I've got something for you. And he's like, what do you have for me? And I showed him. He did the biggest double take and a huge smile. And I'm like, really? And he's like, I'm so excited it's done. So if all my customers are like that, my mother, for my grandmother, if she would be that excited, I'm sure she will be. But I appreciate your time. And if y'all missed that lemon or any other lives I've been doing lately, go back and watch them. They're pretty amazing. Watch the replay. But hopefully y'all love this. And y'all don't forget about doing the brick at the base. It is amazing how these stay on their headstones, you know, at least in a good position. I'm not going to say perfect position, but it's not that it's fallen onto the ground. So again, just some tips and tricks, and I've been doing this for about 4 or 5 years. So I'm glad that this has come together and I was able to do it all live. So appreciate it. Thank you for your time, and y'all have a great rest of your day. Thanks. Bye.